Hello! Namaste, everyone. This is Blue Lotus Yoga. Welcome, and my name is Mike. Today we have got a full 75-minute practice, and the first hour of it is the more standard yoga asana, where we do our poses and our sequences, and the final 15 minutes are a bit of breathing exercise and meditation, and our asana practice feeds us into that, so I hope that you'll stick around for the meditation as well. If you like to practice to music, you can look below in the info section, and I've got some links to playlists in both Spotify and Apple Music that you can start playing right now. Now, this is an intermediate class, but I hope that that doesn't scare anybody off, because I always do my very best. I try hard to offer a lot of options to make poses as accessible as possible to every body. Remember that you should try to make the pose fit your body, not make your body fit a pose. Let's talk about props that are going to help us do that. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and take a seat. That'll help me talk about prop number one, which is a blanket. So if you, for any reason, find that sitting in a pose or sitting for any length of time is challenging, I encourage you to use a blanket. I've just got this folded up into about thirds when it's makes a nice square. And you sit at the edge, and it really helps your posture, all right? What else do we have? We have the block. So your block can be gotten at pretty much anywhere these days. We will use a block today. So press pause and go grab something. If you don't have an official block, that doesn't matter. You can find something that'll fit the bill. And if you just have nothing, don't worry about it. Come back to it later. Also, I always recommend having a strap handy. Now, we won't use this in every class, but it is really handy for making, again, some things more accessible, especially things where we are stretching the backs of the legs and trying to get deeper into places where we may be a little bit tight. Okay, so we're gonna put those aside. Actually, I'll tell you, your block, if the front of your mat is here, go ahead and put your block in the back left corner of your practice space. All right, it'll be there then when we are ready for it. And let's go ahead and center. So I always want us to find a comfortable seat and center before we start moving. This brings us into a mindful place. So I want you to settle your hips down into the earth, and then maybe you want to find a cross-legged seat that's comfortable and give yourself a micro sway. Maybe it's just a little sway from side to side and front to back, and what you're doing is you're trying to find the sweet spot for your spine to feel completely comfortable. And as you inhale, grounding those hips down, you feel effortlessly lifted through the vertebra, up through the crown of the head. As you exhale, give yourself just that slightest of engagement in through the area of the navel to support that uplifted spine. And then draw yourself inward. I like to begin this way because it's an exercise in mindfulness, taking us away from our busy day, making sure that we are unattached to anything that may have followed us into the space of our practice. And one of the best ways to do this is by putting our attention onto our breath. So notice what your breath is doing in this moment. Notice the quality of your inhale and the quality of your exhale. Are there any sounds or sensations that accompany it? And if so, what I want you to do is to start to shape that breath into a smoother rhythm. So we're going to start taking an inhale that's about 2/3 of your total breathing capacity. Nice smooth inhale. And also an exhale that's the same, about 2/3 of your breathing capacity. And so we're putting our mind onto our breath in order to take it off of some of the other junk. Nice smoothness, relatively effortless, and this what we call complete breathing or one-to-one breathing is what I'm going to call your attention to many times during our practice as an anchor again to keep us here in the space of your practice and not going outward once more. All right, so have another couple breaths like that, nice and smooth and deep. You may even feel like they begin to feel like the breath is on a wheel. Inhales melting into exhales. Exhales melting into inhales. And the next time that you go to inhale, let's go ahead and take the deepest breath you've taken all day. Take a deep breath. Inhale, maybe lift your heart, lift your chin, and give me an open mouth sigh. Ah, and feel like you're shedding something you don't need. Do it again. Inhale, deep inhale. Exhale, open mouth sigh. Ah, and just let go anything else that you really don't need. All right. Let's remove anything you're sitting on and come. We're going to start in child's pose. So child's pose is knees wide, toes together, and we surrender a little bit here. Try to surrender your forearms and your forehead and reach your hips back to your heels. And if that's not possible, you can park the hips up higher. You can put fists underneath your forehead. That's fine. Wherever you're going to feel comfortable. And while you're here, surrender. Stay down and surrender something again that is just you want to be rid of. Let your practice be a practice of the mind as well. Further, know that you can come to a child's pose at any time during your practice to have a break, to cool off, anything you need. All right, we're gonna start doing some motions. All right, come on up to your all fours, tabletop, hands under shoulders and knees under hips. And today, if it doesn't bother your wrists, turn your wrists around and point your fingers toward your knees. And you may need to back them up a little bit so that it feels okay. We'll just do some cat stretches here. As you inhale, lift your heart, lift your tailbone, take your gaze up. And as you exhale, draw the navel in. And then the pelvis tips and your chin comes in. And we inhale, we do that again. Lift the heart, lift the tailbone. So imagine that you are making your body, your back, into opposite curves each time. So kind of scooping out with your inhale. Again, your one-to-one breathing. And scooping under, up and under on your exhale. Opening up both sides of the body, again, is going to be our theme today. East and west sides of the body. All right, let's inhale and return back to tabletop. Turn your hands back, and to give the wrists a break, why don't we go down to the fists for the next piece. Inhale and extend your right foot out to the corner diagonally, all the way out there, and when you exhale, draw the knee into your elbow. Now you could keep that all on the floor. Inhale to the corner, or it could be up into the air. Exhale the knee to the elbow. We'll do this about 5 times. Inhale, reach it on back, and exhale, draw it all the way in. So if you're wanting a little bit more effort, keep it away from the floor. Inhale, reach back, exhale, good. Let's do one more here. Inhale, I said 5. I don't know if I counted correctly. Exhale. There's always someone out there who counts perfectly. Now inhale and take this straight behind you. Flatten those hands once again. Straight behind you, and here's an extra challenge if you want. Inhale, spinal balance. Reach the left arm out. Now, if you want even more, you're gonna open that shoulder, this is kind of like a half bow. Lift on up, and then if you can, take your eye gaze up. So perfectly okay to not do the bind back here and just reach opposites out. All right, let's return this back to all fours. Make sure you're feeling good and square. On your inhale, reach your left foot out to the corner. And as you exhale, draw your knee into your elbow. Inhale, press it way back to that corner. And exhale, draw it in. So you're feeling your core, your navel area needs to pull in and up to keep yourself stabilized. Move with the breath here. Good. And again, a few times through. Reach back. Nice. Good effort. Takes more effort to keep that away from the floor. Let's do one more. Nice. Warming up. We got a lot of warm up before we hit our sun salutations. All right, let's take this foot. Put it straight behind us. Square yourself up, and if you like the extra challenge, right hand comes off as well. Spinal balance, opposites reach. Press away from the floor. Further challenge, open the shoulder, and open and lift this on up. All right, so again, I had said in the beginning, you take the practice that's right for your body. If it's not right for you to reach back, don't worry about it. Come on, let's put that back down. And from here, start in child's pose, and we'll do just a little bit of what we call a lower series vinyasa flow. And you'll inhale and you'll come forward to a kneeling plank. So when you come to a kneeling plank, you gotta come pretty far forward, all right? Now exhale, bend your elbows any amount and hug the body. Release to the floor, snake through kind of, and have your baby cobra. The shoulders are back, and again, you keep the arms to the body. And then we take our exhale, draw the navel back, and come to child's pose. We'll do that a few times. Inhale, plank, come forward. Your hands are under your shoulders, navel in. Exhale, shoulders are rooted back, come down any amount. Inhale for that baby cobra. I've got lots of flow today. Exhale and draw back. And I can go between the two. Inhale, come forward, flowing and holding. Nice. Exhale on down. I find that flows are, I think they're fun, right? That's part of it. They also kind of help us get into places. We're going to do this one more time. Help us to get into places, warm into places that may be feeling tight or cold. All right, we exhale a little bit of that crocodile here. Inhale, come through, look up. And exhale, let's go ahead. Last child's pose. We're going to go to down dog. Now, tuck your toes, root in through your palms, lift your hips, and then exhale, feel softness at the backs of the legs. So let's refine our down dog, guys. You're pressing into your palms roughly. The fingers are not spread too wide. Now, I'd rather see you with a long back than straight legs. You can have bent knees here, pressing maybe even extra into the top row of knuckles at the palms. All right, the first knuckles, and then into the L shape of the thumb and index finger. You inhale to press and lengthen and lift the hips. You exhale to let the heels soften. And again, inhale, you press to lift and lengthen, and exhale, heels soften, and press your thigh bones to the back wall a little bit. Take your navel in and up, and your gaze goes not necessarily to the mat, but somewhere probably between your shins or knees. Good. Let's take, this is optional, guys. Take your right heel up and find a three-legged dog. So you're going to press extra into your right foot and try to keep everything nice and square. Sometimes we open the shoulders a lot, but we want to keep the shoulders nice and even for good support in this. All right. Really fill the space behind that back knee up there. Squeeze your glutes. Now bring your heel to your seat and lunge that right foot through. All right, put your back knee down. Whew, we were upside down for a long time, weren't we? Put your back knee down. Give yourself extra padding anytime you need. And we're just going to flow again into this to wake up a cold thing here, that hamstring. So what I'm doing here is I'm inhaling, press back, feel the length of the back of the leg. Exhaling, coming front. Feel the stretch on the inner thighs. Let's do that one more time. And then we're going to hold in the middle here, in the front I should say. Now, take this front leg, shimmy it out so that it starts to come out at an angle. And you've got your hands in here. If you want, you can have block under your hand. Put your left hand under your shoulder, your right hand on your thigh. Inhale, extend long, and exhale, start twisting towards that thigh. All right, just a bit of an intro twist here. Don't have to go super big into it, just enough to get the spine working in that way. Nice, let's go ahead and put our hands back down and return back to all fours again so that we can return to down dog. Press through the palms, inhale, lift your hips. Draw your navel back to help lift yourself. And then when you exhale, make your heels heavy. Press your thigh bones to the back wall. Guys, if down dog doesn't work for you, you can do puppy. It looks like this. Knees down, walk your hands out. You can do a lot of the same stuff just from there. Options, options, options. Lift up in the left heel if you like, and press extra into your left hand, even at those shoulders. So do your best to squeeze the low back and those glutes to get that foot high. You can reach it a little bit back while you're gaining your strength too. Don't worry about it. Bring your heel to your seat and lunge that left foot through. And if you need to take time lunging through, do that too. Put your back knee down. I'm showing a broad range of things here. Hopefully that's not intimidating. Learn the space of your practice, okay? Take your foot and shimmy it out. Walk it out a little bit and find an angle to open that hip a little bit more, okay? Gonna take your right hand under you and your left hand onto the thigh. Always when we twist, inhale to make sure you start with a long spine, and exhale, twist any amount into this. Good. And if this is your first time practicing a lot of these things, you may need to take them real easily. Listen and watch for these options I'm giving. Good. And let's go ahead, put the hands back down, back to tabletop. Now tuck your toes. We're gonna do a little flow here. If your knees are bothered by this, you can stay sort of like this, and it's a stretch for the feet. Otherwise, we're gonna go ahead and rock through the feet, bringing the heels to the floor, and then rocking to bring the knees to the floor. So rocking through this. This is also getting into the Achilles, a little bit in the calf muscle there, warming it up. All right, and then go ahead and stay with the heels there. Lift the hips now. Take a moment just to find a beautiful forward fold. Maybe nod your head yes, and affirm your positive intentions for practicing today. Maybe we shake and sway a little bit side to side and feel like you're casting off any junk, again, that followed you in that you don't need. Be present. Okay, put your hands on your hips. Bend your knees. Rise through your heart, lift on up, and exhale, walk to the top of your mat. Now you're gonna see me in different places so that I can show you different angles and stuff like that. You come to the top of the mat, I'll show you this angle here. And we're gonna start doing just a little bit Tadasana. Start in your nice mountain pose. I'll do a little warming standing. So what I want you to do is inhale, point your fingers up, and as you exhale, point them down. All right, so inhale. Nice full breaths, and exhale, point down. And I want you to add on to this. When you inhale, coming on up, and when you exhale, come down in a circle. That's what I'm trying to do. Inhale, come through, circle up, and when you point the fingers down, circle back. Good. Inhale, point up. Exhale, point down. All right, and on this one, we're gonna hold the sky. Inhale, what? Exhale. Open the sky and lift. All right, so press down into your feet. Keep your navel active. Slight knee bend. Lift up through your heart and feel a big activation in the arms. Big energy moving out from your heart center, okay? Maybe you're lifting a little bit and looking up, lifting that heart. All right, from here, take an inhale. And I want you to exhale and melt yourself forward into a forward fold, all the way down. And then take a full breath in forward fold. We inhale to make the backs of the legs nice and long and try to tip forward a little bit. Exhale and let gravity pull on the spine here, making it longer. Again, feeling like when you forward fold, the fronts of the feet are doing a little bit work to stop you from tipping forward. Okay, hands to your hips, bend your knees, inhale and rise. And exhale, find your Tadasana once more. That's our mountain pose. And make sure that you really take your Tadasana seriously. In class, a lot of times I'll see people really check out, look out the window, check the time. But this is a pose very much anchored in the present moment. Full body awareness. All right, let's have hands up. Inhale. And now exhale. This time we're going to do kind of a standing camel. And put your hands and find the backbony parts of your hips. Now, inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, take those shoulders back. And what you're doing here is you're using your hands to sort of guide your sacrum to point down. Keeping it nice and safe. Lifting through your heart and opening the upper part of the spine into a baby back bend there. Or as much as you feel like doing. So again, navel is active, helping us maintain support for this. All right, inhale, lift. Now take this, exhale, melt it into a forward fold. Easy, take your time. And then we'll take a full breath here again. Remember to tip forward as you inhale, lengthen the back sides of the legs and back. Exhale, and let the spine be drawn down. All right, inhale, let's rise. Again, hands at hips. Lift your heart, come all the way on up, and I'm going to rejoin you at the top of the mat here, Tadasana. And now we're ready for a sun salutation. This one's got a little bit of customization in it. Don't worry about it. It'll be fun. All right, inhale, come on up. It's fun because I say it's fun, right? Exhale, take a big swan dive all the way down, guys. All right.
From here, inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, lunge your right foot way back. Inhale, hold that nice lunge, nice and long and strong. And exhale, come to down dog or puppy or anything that works for you. Now let me say this about sun salutations. Anytime you find yourself at down dog, if you're feeling too overstimulated, too warm, you can pause and break in at this point and then rejoin us when we come back to down dog. All right, today's inhale, I want you to hover your knees above the mat. Just hover them, or if it's too much, put them down. Now exhale, drop the knees and touch your chin and chest. All right, so it's knees, chin, and chest. And then inhale, kind of snake through. Draw your shoulders back for a baby cobra. Exhale, draw the navel back to lift yourself back into that down dog. Nice. Inhale now, bend your knees and look towards your hands. And then take an exhale at the end of your exhale, then walk or step on up into forward fold once more. All right, from here, put your hands on your shins. Inhale to a halfway lift. And this first time through, let's talk about one thing or two. Halfway lift also feels like you're tipping forward. Front toes doing a little bit of work. I'm pressing myself so far away from my legs that I couldn't possibly push anymore. Navel in and up, straight arms, straight back, straight legs. All right, take an inhale here. Let's resume our breathing. And as you exhale, start to sit into a chair. And then you're going to inhale for a chair. Exhale, stay there or deepen a little bit. Inhale and rise, press to lengthen. And exhale, find your mountain pose. That was one time through. Inhale. Good, let's learn. Keep going. Exhale, big swan dive. Come all the way down into a forward fold. Let's inhale to halfway lift. This time exhale, the left foot steps back into a nice big lunge. Anjaneyasana. Inhale, hold, extend, lengthen, and strengthen. And exhale, plant the hands and step back into your down dog once more. Again, inhale to hover the knees, or if it's too much, just put them down. Exhale, knees, chin, and chest touch. Inhale, snake through for that baby cobra. And exhale, let's come on back to down dog. Use your abs. Inhale, bend the knees and look towards the hands. And at the end of your exhale, walk, step, or float if it's in your practice. Inhale to halfway lift. Again, straighten it all out. Exhale and start to sit. Inhale then, find your chair. Exhale and sit. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do that again. Inhale, come on up. Now you're doing really well. You're warm. Exhale, full swan dive, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, right foot steps all the way back. Now you can put that knee down too, guys. Inhale, take that long and strong reach through the crown. Exhale to down dog. Rest or inhale, knees to hover. Exhale, knees, chin, and chest. Inhale through baby cobra. If you love up dog, you straighten your arms, straighten your legs. Exhale, tuck the toes back to down dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look to your hands. At the end of your exhale, walk or find your way up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and start sitting so that when you inhale, you're in a beautiful chair. Exhale, sit. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Now we're going to do one more. You're experts now. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Last time. Exhale, left foot steps all the way back. Hold here. Inhale. Are we warmer and stronger? Exhale and step back. Down dog. Inhale to hover your knees. Exhale, knees, chin, and chest. Inhale, come through, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, back to down dog. Inhale, look to the hands. At the end of your exhale, when the belly's empty, Make your move. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, start to sit. All right. And then inhale, find a chair. Exhale, deepen. Inhale and lift. Exhale, Tadasana. Oh my gosh, guys, find some stillness. Stillness is a quality in our practice that we also should try to cultivate. Always trying to bring ourselves back to a mindful state of being, letting our energies come back to center, letting our heat come back to coolness, our sun come back to moon. All right. Nice. So we're going to move on and do some standing poses next. Let's start by doing this. Inhale, arms raise. Exhale, swan dive. Okay, you're gonna hear me talk a lot about this. Look at your mat down, now that you're down here, and make a line down the middle. And think about the 2 lanes that creates. Now I want you to keep your feet on those 2 lanes. Lunge your left foot back and put your heel down. Plant both feet and either help yourself or rise up to find a warrior 1 stance. Warrior 1. If you need to make this easier, sometimes the back knee doesn't feel great in this pose. You can shimmy a little wider with your front leg. You can also just step in and not go super wide, okay? If your hands are at your hips, you'll notice that there's probably an angle in them for most of us. When you bend your knee, it goes over the front toes. Shoulders, though, we want those to come front. And I have a little bit of a flow here for us today in our Warrior 1. It goes like this. Inhale, you're gonna bend the leg, open the arms, it's kind of like your wings, and this lifts your heart, all right? Squeeze the back side of the body. Now when you exhale, squeeze the front side of the body, straighten your leg. Arms together. Inhale, squeeze the back side of the body, wings, exhale. Squeeze the front side, even your abs. Inhale, open and lift, bend, exhale. So if you liked more heat, you could practice with the legs staying bent. Inhale, like so, exhale. I'm going to do one more. Inhale here, and exhale. Good. Now let's just go ahead and send those hands up for a beat and have a breath. Press the floor away. We press down to lift up. Straighten your leg. Open your arms. Take a moment to cool in your breath. And you may want even wider feet. We're going to do a side angle. Parshvottanasana. Parshvakonasana. All right, let's reach as you bend your knee. You reach way far out over this, all right? Now, standard medium way to practice this, just land your elbow or forearm. And then take your top arm over. Really sing out. It's okay to take your back hip with you into this. So that's protecting the low back. Shoulder then, make sure we're nice and open still. If you look down, that knee is working towards the toes, and my head is kind of over my knee and my foot there, all right? I'm just gonna keep this kind of medium here today. There's a lot of variations for this. If you're really practiced in this pose and love a different variation, go ahead and take it. But come into your breath. Did you lose your breath because I wasn't cueing it? Bring it back. Fix your eye gaze where it's wherever you feel comfortable, and find your relative stillness in the pose. Beautiful. All right, let's go ahead, come back on up. And then I want you to turn your toes and face the side of the mat. Okay, maybe hands at hips. And again, take that moment. There's a lot of flow in this class. It's okay to take a moment and take a breath. Not everything, this doesn't have to be a cardio practice, all right? I want you to benefit here most of all. Okay, speech over. Goddess. So in goddess, we got a flow here. Point your knees and toes out a little bit. And look, when you bend your knees, do they go towards the center of that foot? Balance yourself front and back, theme of our practice, all right? And we're gonna do a little flow here, 4 parts. Inhale, rise. Now when you exhale, let's go ahead and take your hands clasped center. Inhale, lift your right heel. Exhale, release. Straighten the legs, arms up. We'll do this several times. Inhale, arms wide. Exhale, and take long breaths, guys.
Inhale, lifting your left heel. Smooth long. Exhale, release. Inhale, go as deep as you like. Exhale, abs and back on. Now inhale both heels if you want, or stick to one. Exhale. Beautiful. Let's do one more. Inhale, find your goddess. Exhale, hands together. Inhale, heels left. Exhale. Beautiful, that was the last one. Let's just go ahead and level off your arms. Pick up your block. Pick up your block in your right hand. Turn your toes off now the back of the mat, and you'll probably have to turn the other toes too. Now, we had them on 2 lanes the other way. Make sure when you turn, they're also still on 2 lanes. We're gonna do a revolved triangle. So, arms wide. What you're gonna do is use this block almost like a ball. So it's like you're throwing a ball, and I want you to pivot your hips and your shoulders, and you're feel what's happening in your body, okay? Pivot, come on down, and you're eventually putting that block down under your shoulder. Pivot the whole body. Now, plant it. Put that block under your shoulder. Now, hand, let's talk about hand. Left hand can be at your left hip. Inhale, extend through the spine, and then exhale and twist. If you like more, if you're okay with rising energy, go ahead and lift that hand up high. Option C could also be just to rest that hand on your low back, and you'll feel plenty of twist and a nice shoulder opening there too. So again, lots of options for you. Feel in this that you are taking your right hip with you. So allow your right hip to guide forward. Feel like both of those feet are nice and flat, and look into the twist. Good, take one more nice inhale long, and an even deeper exhale. Now leave the block on the floor, and if it doesn't make you dizzy, windmill back up. All right, last pose for this side. Inhale and lift on up through your left arm. Take your right and find your opposite hip. Inhale, lift, and feel openness in those left ribs. Now you could stay here. That's a nice gentler version. Or exhale, you could take this into more of a reverse warrior. Again, the medium reverse warrior here. Extra challenge is to add the side bend, but everything in here is super active. Yeah, beautiful. Lift, deepen. Oh my gosh, you guys. You can rest or do another vinyasa series. Inhale here. Exhale, you windmill down to down dog. You choose. Block out of the way. Do you want to rest or inhale your knees to hover? Exhale, touch knees, chin, and chest. Inhale, snake through that baby cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, navel back to down dog. Inhale, look at your hands. At the end of your exhale, walk or float up to the top. And let's just rise this time, hands to hips. Inhale, and then exhale, mountain pose. Woo! Guys, that was one side through on our standing poses. We're gonna start going through the other side. Always taking breaks, get water if you need it too. And we're gonna start. Inhale, make a tall mountain. Exhale, nice swan dive. You got 2 lanes. Remember your 2 lanes? Step your right foot back, keep it in that lane, back heel down, bend your front leg, reach back, find your way up into warrior 1. Now, again, your knee goes over that front of the foot. Make sure that knee feels okay in back. Make adjustments, the foot placement if it doesn't feel great. Our flow is to inhale, bend, open your wings and lift your heart. Exhale, close it off, squeeze the front side. All right. Inhale, squeezing the back side, the west side. Exhale, squeeze the east side. Nice. Few times through. Inhale, lift. Exhale. And then let's hold open. And then hands up or at heart center. Letting that knee come down. So guys, I know this is tough, but remind yourself, here's your mantra. This is temporary. Okay, good. All right, anyway,
Straighten the leg, level off. A little bit wider if you want, still on 2 lanes. We're gonna bend and reach for our side angle. Reach way out. Land the forearm, probably one of the simplest versions. Come on up. Keep going on over. This right hip is coming with me a little bit. Plant it in the back foot. Feel the whole foot. Energize the inner parts of your thighs. Fix your eye gaze. Good. This is definitely a pose, I'm not showing it necessarily today, but where this hand could go down on a block. Again, people have preferred versions of certain poses and you can do them. You will see me do other versions of other poses as we go through in different classes. I'm always mixing it up. Nice. Take another inhale. Deeper exhale. And come on up. Beautiful. And turn the toes again. Let's face side. Take a moment. Find your energy trickling back to center. Now this time, I've got another goddess flow, but it's different. So, face those toes out a little bit. Once more. Come on down. This one's different. We're going to learn a few mudras, 2 mudras. Number 1, Abhaya mudra. Just flatten the hands, press your hands away. Abhaya means no fear. Second, make a fist and tuck your thumbs in. Samni Rodani. Draw your elbows in. This is the seal of full control. And by that we mean control of ourselves. Inhale. Abhaya, no fear. Exhale, full control. Tuck the thumbs in. Inhale a few times. So just thinking a little bit more like martial arts type discipline here. Okay, inhale. Maintaining as much bent knee as you like. Exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Arms level off. Turn toes. Back to the front. Pick up your block. Left hand. All right. Again, we're going to pivot and throw. Are your feet on 2 lanes? So I find when I pivot, sometimes they're not where they need to be. Make sure they're on 2 lanes. Throwing the ball, finding it down underneath you, and then holding the block under the shoulder. That right hand can stay at your hip. Inhale, extend through the spine. Exhale and start twisting to the right. If you're okay with it, open and stack the shoulders. Otherwise, you can have that hand rest on the low back. Oh my gosh, guys, we are almost through with our standing poses. Beautiful. Nice work. Keep your steady breathing. Find your steadiness in every pose. All right, leave the block on the floor. Maybe bend your front knee a little bit. Windmill back on up. Nice. It's fall. It's humid here. All right. And then we're going to do our last pose here, which is to lift the right arm, open, take the left, find your hips behind you, and you can keep right here as a nice gentler version, or bend that knee back into a reverse warrior. Inhale, lift, exhale, a little back bend. Don't let that restrict your breathing. Nice. Inhale. Exhale deep. All right, let's inhale, straighten that leg. Last time, exhale, windmill down to find your down dog. Rest, or another vinyasa series. Inhale, hover the knees. Exhale, knees, chin, and chest. Inhale through cobra or up dog. Exhale to down dog. Let's work our way home. Inhale, knees bend, look to hands. Exhale, walk, step, or float. I'm always showing options between hands to hips. Inhale, pick up your heart. Let's rise. And exhale, find your mountain. Maybe even close your eyes for a second and find your stillness. Good, and if you've built a lot of heat and you need to take a bigger rest, please do so. Okay, let's loosen ourselves up a little bit because we're going to do a balance. I want you to pick this up again, so getting a lot of use out of this block today. We're going to do a half moon. Now this is something, if you are not used to it, what is it? I'll show you quick. Half moon, we usually start here and looks like so. All right, so we're gonna get into it a different way though today. I want you to make your body really flat to the side. And knee is going over toes, arm is going over leg, and I want you to try to get into it from standing, all right? If you want to practice a half moon, flattening yourself against the wall, that is a really good way to start the practice, all right? Let's look at what it looks like getting into it. So when I do this, I'm very, very flat. And a lot of weight in that front foot, of course, and then by the time I put that block down, I've kind of got it. Squeeze your upper glutes and your upper shoulder and lift away from the floor. Good. Leave the block there. Let's put hands down, feet down, hands to hips, and inhale, let's come on up. So just a little bit of a different skill building on that. I know if you're new to that, that could have been very, very different. Let's take and we're going to do a secondary balance. Balance in your right foot. Actually, you're going to change. You're going to be in your left foot. All right. Ground yourself down. Option 1, if you just want to, you can touch a wall. Option 2 and or just do a low tree where you're supported on the floor. Otherwise, we're going to do hand to knee or hand to toe. Root down. Bring your knee to your hands. Squeeze, glutes, lift, tall. Or yogi toe hold, first 2 fingers around your big toe and extend long. Now that could be bent or straight. Now even if you have your knee open to the side. Squeeze to lift. Again, if I have my knee, I could still open to the side like so. Inhale, lift. You know, you can tap out when you need to, but put a good effort into it. Last inhale. And then bring the knee front and exhale and set it down. Whoa. And remind yourself that balance is maybe the funnest thing you're going to do all day, right? Okay. Eventually. Let's pick the block up with the left hand. Go back to your wall if you'd like to practice that, just with the support of that. Otherwise, everything is in a nice line here, okay? Get myself really flat. And I actually practice the balance in the air first. By the time I put the block down, I've kind of already got my half moon. Put it down there as an afterthought. Squeeze your top glute and your top shoulder. This pose very much relies on our ability to contract front and back sides in the proper amount. Again, on our theme today, to keep ourselves balanced front to back. Okay, hands down, foot down, come up with care, leave the block down there, and find your center so that we can do our other balance. You're going to put your right foot rooted down. Always, I like to say, find the essence of your tree, even if you're not doing tree pose. Roots, simple, hold a wall, or B, knee. Don't get hunched, pull yourself up. Yogi toe hold, if you want. And then open, either knee or toe. Squeeze. This is a lot of work for that standing leg, core, to keep standing up nice and strong. Tall. Beautiful. Let's go ahead, take that back to the center. And with intention, try to put down. And let's go ahead and just let that go. Nice, guys. Let yourself come back, release any of that tension. I have good news. We're done on our feet. So let's go ahead and come down carefully. Take an inhale. Exhale. Forward fold. And then put your knees down. Why don't you take a moment in child's pose? Knees wide, toes together. Surrender. Just go ahead and stay down close to the mat. Maybe you are even able to feel the coolness of the mat. I kind of like that. And you are once more surrendering. Did you gather any content during your practice that is making you feel tense or desirous or fearful? Let those things go. All right? Be here. Practice in the body that you've got. Okay. When you're ready, let's come on up. And for this next piece, if you have a blanket, I'd like you to put it on the right side of the mat, or you could turn the right side of your mat over and give yourself a little extra padding because we're going to put our knee on it for a little bit. So I just find that it helps to give your knee a break. All right. So 90 and 90. 90 degrees here, 90 degrees in the leg beneath. All right. Now take your arms, inhale on up, reach up, and drop your left arm. Inhale, press your fingers as far apart as you can get them. And then exhale, lean over to the left. Now, this is a flow. Inhale, change arms, and let your right hand find your bony part of your hip back there. And as you exhale, you lift up and out, up and out. Inhale, change arms. We're going to do this 3 times through. Exhale, lean to the left. So you're going to feel where your stability is required. Inhale, change arms. Hand finds your back of your hip. Exhale, it's kind of a half kneeling half camel. Inhale, change arms. Exhale, leaning to the left. Inhale, change last time. And now, really feel rooted on the back of that right hip with the hand. Guide your sacrum, tailbone down. Inhale, lift up with your heart. And exhale, open both of your shoulders back. Squeeze a little bit in that area of the navel to support. Half camel. The full camel is when we are on both knees, so it's a little bit different here today. Take your last exhale. And then we're going to come on out of that. Take a brief rest. I'll give you the option. Rest in child's or in down dog. So make that choice for yourself. But eventually, I like to encourage people to get to a place where down dog feels like a friend. And that only comes with practice. If you're just starting, I know, down dog just isn't a comfortable place. And again, that comes with strength and practice. So you can be in child's pose, it's fine. Okay, we're gonna put the knees back down and make your padding on the left side. So I'm gonna use my blanket on the left. You could turn the mat over and come on up. Make your 90 degrees again. Check them. The foot goes under the knee. And then find your stability. Okay? Inhale. Good and active through your upper legs. And drop your right hand. Inhale, press your fingers as far apart as they'll go. And exhale, come over the side, lean right. Inhale, let's change hands. Your left hand finds your back hip. Exhale, lift up and out of that. Inhale, let's change arms. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale, change. Left finds your hip. Exhale, reach up and out. Good, we're gonna do one more. Inhale, keep stable. Exhale, over to the side. Inhale, last time. Now plant it at the left hip. Roll your shoulder back. Point your tailbone down. Lift through your heart and open your shoulders. Half camel. Don't forget to engage through the navel. Little engagement through the glutes, but not as much as normal here in this half camel. Nice. Take your last breath in the pose. And then exhale, let's go ahead and come out of that. Come to all fours, and let's bring your mat back to normal and remove any props. All right. Okay, moving on to a pigeon pose. Come to all fours and move your right knee to your right hand. Now you take your back knee and you move it far back. I like to tuck my toes, send it far back, and then place it back down on the mat. Now your foot here underneath you stays by your groin. This may not be right for everyone, and I'll show you an option in a sec. Take a look behind you. Does my leg go nice and long behind me? Okay. Now, stay squared front. If there were headlights on your hips, they would shine straight forward. Now, if I had a block, I could come down and do maybe something like a supported sphinx like so. Or, of course, bring it to the mat, or bring it down all the way to the mat, surrendering into the fold. Whichever you choose, try to find the place that you're going to practice, and then be relatively still. And then reactivate your breath and try to relax through the pose, relaxing especially in the hips. So when you take your inhale, just think about creating a nice smooth long spine. And when you exhale, think about recognizing any tension in the hips and just letting them go a little bit. Good. Coming into stillness and finding your one-to-one breathing again, using that as an anchor to the present moment. In these poses at the end of class, we also like to hold them a little bit longer because we're dealing with a lot of connective tissue. And that tissue takes a little bit longer to warm and relax than our muscle tissues can. Good. Let's go ahead and come on up and just rest your hips over to the side and swing your legs around to the front. Now what I want you to do is bend your right leg, and I'm going to show what it's like to practice this with a little bit of a lift as well. I'm going to put my blanket to use once more. Come on and sit on the edge of it, just to kind of show you as well. We're going to do a seated twist here. So option A, the foot can be out if it needs to be. It can be in a little bit, and it can be into the side. Now what I want you to do is, everybody take your left arm back behind you as a nice kickstand. You're going to take your right inside that, and this is an open twist today. So your back arm, you inhale, remind yourself to lift, and you exhale, use the tension of the arm against the leg to lift and twist on out, okay? Keep your long leg fairly active, but no, it's not doing a lot of work. It's just nicely active. And you can let that right hip sit down if it wants to, but keep some tension against the arm and the leg. Now we're also looking back, and this twist works from the navel on up. So twisting at the belly button, ribs, collar, and chin back. Smooth breaths in and out. Eye gaze fixed. Right eye looks over that left shoulder. Beautiful. Inhale, look over your front shoulder. And exhale, look one way, twist the other. And then let's go ahead. And we're going to do the other side for that pigeon. So you're going to come back onto all fours. Move your props if you need to. Left knee to left hand. Take the other knee nice and far back. Rest. Check. Square the hips. And then it's whatever fits your body. Make the pose fit your body. A little bit of a supported sphinx. Lower. I could even use the block there to help rest forehead, or walk all the way down. Find your place, establish your breath, and then try to remain still. Stillness in body equals stillness in mind, right? Go ahead, stay in the pose, take one more deeper inhale. And a deeper exhale. And then let's start walking ourselves up. Sit to the side and swing your leg around to the front. We will bend the left leg on this side. I'm going to take my blanket, sit back up again. Foot can be out, in, into the side. Try to get nice hip placement, feeling that right squarely underneath you. The right arm comes back, is your anchor, and the left arm presses against the leg, and the leg presses against the arm. Open twist, active leg. Inhale, back arm reminds you to lift. Exhale, use the front arm to lift and twist. Twisting from the navel all the way up, left eye looking over right shoulder. On your next inhale, look over your front shoulder. And as you exhale, you are looking one way, twisting the other. Nice. Let's go ahead and bring our feet to the front. We're going to do a bound angle here, a Baddha Konasana, and the feet are in wherever they work for you. Big inner thigh stretch. I'm going to stay at the edge of my blanket here. If this feels really tight, one of the best things you can do to support yourself is to just, give yourself a lift here. That takes a lot of work off of the hips and they can relax. Otherwise, clasp hands maybe and go around the feet. Now I'm going to do a certain breathing pattern with this. So maybe close your eyes, sit up nice and tall, relax your shoulders. Now when you inhale, I want you to lift your chin and lift your nose as if you are drinking in cool air. And then as you exhale, draw up from your pelvic floor, draw in at your navel, and let the chin come down and engage slightly in the area of the throat. Relax your shoulders. And we do that again. Inhale, smooth, lift the chin, drink cool air, or we would say prana in yoga. Exhale, lift, navel in, chin a little bit active. The chin comes back down. So continue this. Inhale, think about that coolness coming in, feel it at the nostrils. Drink, exhale, and then the chin sort of comes back down and you seal that area of the body. Navel in. You're sitting super tall. Do that again. Drink. Exhale. Activate those bandhas, your seals through the body, lift tall. And then just go ahead and hold that for one more breath. Relax through the inner thighs. Nice. And go ahead and let that go. I'm going to come off the blanket for the next one. And we'll do a little bit of, so normally, if you want to do a regular boat, it looks like this. Toes down, toes up, arms off. I'm going to do a different version today. So to dig your heels in, and you take your first two fingers, yogi toe hold, around the big toe, lock it in a little bit, and then find your boat like so. So you got to balance on your derriere there in just the right way. You got to draw some weight forward because the force of your legs coming back is a lot, all right? So, that can, if you're not fully balanced, you'll tip back. And then if you want, of course, you could straighten those legs. Got to keep those bellies, that core coming forward. Beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and bring those feet back together and extend on out. Getting to the end here, and when we're going to do a simple flow here, and we've been doing front and back, and we're going to do the two poses that are actually named for the front and back sides of the body. It's a little Sanskrit lesson for you here. Find your staff pose. Beautiful. Inhale. So exhale. We fold forward. This is Paschimottanasana, and Paschima means what has gone before, the west side, the back side of things. All right. Now, inhale. Slide your hands back to behind you. Maybe you like to slide your right foot in too. Exhale, open your shoulders, and this is Purva Uttanasana. Purva means front, east, or preceding. All right, inhale, we're gonna flow that, sit back down, and exhale, again, stretch for the backside of the body. Inhale, hands come back, right foot with you, open those shoulders, exhale, stretch for the front side. We're gonna do that one more time through. Inhale here, exhale, just effortless flow forward. Inhale, take your right foot with you for a little bit of support. Exhale. If you are used to doing it with both feet extended, that's fine. One more time through. Exhale. Inhale, come on back. Last one, maybe taking the other foot with it. Roll those shoulders open. Nice. And then we're going to just keep this forward fold here. Again, if you want to bring your blanket back, get your hips back behind you. Inhale, lift. And exhale, extend your belly forward. And rest where your body will. Don't get competitive. It's okay to surrender wherever your body is, which might be something like this. It might even be something like this, which is fine. Just feel the stretch with the whole backside of the body. Some of us may be comfortable in holding toes, feet in some ways, and drawing on an exhale your belly button in and up. Please, as you stay in this pose, try to remove all competition and remove all sense of tension. We want our forward folds to feel like they are soothing us energetically, like it's assisting our exhale, which brings us into a calmer state. So if you notice yourself holding onto any tension, just go ahead and try to will yourself mindfully back into the smooth space of the breath. And don't fight with any stretches or tension. Just allow again the backside of the body to feel nice and long, whatever that is for you. Good. After you finish an exhale, let's lean back. And we're going to move into our final relaxation, your Shavasana. Before we do that, let's just do one thing to make sure our backs are feeling good. We're going to do a smooth, a gentle flow for the bridge. So dig your heels in close, hip distance apart. Nestle your shoulders a little bit and you just inhale. Your hands rise and your hips rise. And as you exhale, each vertebra comes down one at a time and the hands meet the floor. Try a bit of concentration, maybe coordinating that the hands touch when the hips are high. And as you exhale, coordinating so that the hands touch at the same time as the hips. Good. Let's do one more. You don't have to be with my pace of flow, with the pace of your breath. Good. Exhale. And then make yourself comfortable for your final relaxation. You could do constructive rest where you put your feet wider and the knees tip in. Now you're going to find the sweet spot so that you don't feel any tension whatsoever. And this allows you to extend your back nicely, palms face up. Otherwise, standard Shavasana pose where the body lies long. And take your first few moments in the pose to really become as settled and comfortable and relaxed as possible so that you can set it and forget it, right? Again, palms are open to the side, practicing pratyahara or the withdrawal from our senses, and closing your eyes as well. Withdrawing. Notice any place that you have held on to tension, maybe from the poses that we did. And take another smooth breath just to release. doing anything and everything to be completely present again and relax. And this is a continuity of our practice. Now, the pose of ultimate stillness, practicing being okay, being content with stillness, finding our place so that in this moment you do not feel like you have need of anything other than what you have now. Let's just walk through the body a little bit and make sure we're feeling nice and relaxed. Effortless, natural breath happening now. Go ahead and make sure your eyes feel heavy. And release any tension in the jaw, letting the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. Feel relaxation flow through the area of the throat and the collar. And take an effortlessly smooth inhale. And when you take a long exhale, imagine that flows relaxation from the shoulders on out through the arms and fingertips. Be aware of the weight of your rib cage. Just let it surrender and feel your heart open. Open to the sky and safe. Relax the belly. Allow the hips to surrender to gravity. One more time, effortlessly, draw a smooth inhale. And on your even deeper exhale, let relaxation flow out through the hips, down through the legs, and out through the feet. And just notice, again, what the energetic state of your body is. The goal of our asana practice is always to bring ourselves back to nice centered alignment and energetic feel. You want to feel like you have cultivated energy, not spent a lot of energy. When we finish our practice, we're ready to go out and do the things that we need to do. Just notice the rise and fall of your belly. Again, being content with the inner space of your body and mind. Now, if you notice that thoughts begin to intrude, I'd like you to try to think of your thoughts that are coming to you as if they are part of a stream and they come downstream from you. But let the stream pass by, these thoughts that grab for your attention, and then watch as they flow downstream and away from you. So your thoughts may be a steady stream, but you do not have to be a part of that stream. Instead, you sit to the side as a watcher, as a witness, but you do not enter the stream. Perfectly relaxed, perfectly relaxed, perfectly content.
Please begin to deepen your breath once more and allow small movements to come through the wrists and ankles, the fingers and feet. And if it feels comfortable for you, raise your right arm up overhead so that you can turn onto your right side using it like a pillow. Bend your knees and then remain on your side for 2 or 3 breaths. This allows our left channel, which is our cooling channel, our moon channel, to draw in some cooling energy for a moment. And after those few breaths, go ahead and return yourself calmly to a seated position. Okay. Now, find as efficiently as possible a comfortable seat for just a few minutes of meditation. And we're going to continue again through the through line of our practice, leading us towards more inward flow, inner peace. Okay, so sitting for just a moment in meditation, and if this is new to you, find a very comfortable seat, whether that's on a blanket or a cushion or a chair, and take your first few moments to get really comfortable so that you don't feel like you have to fidget. And then if you'd like to take the simple chin mudra, you touch the tips of your index and thumb and just let that rest in your lap. And let the upper arms be parallel to your sides. And sit with as much effortless as you can in a place where the head, neck, and trunk are in nice alignment. And draw yourself inward, closing the eyes. And we'll begin our meditation by just bringing your attention again back onto the body briefly, letting it relax and become still again, continuing the through line of stillness from your Shavasana. And then easily shift your awareness onto the flow of your breathing. And as you notice your natural breath, maybe you even like to bring some extra awareness to your spine. Does it feel tall and suspended? Maybe ever so gently you can let it sway as well. But when the mind and body feel nice and centered, let yourself return to stillness, finding that sweet spot, and again focused on just the steady flow of breath. Feel the sensations of the exhalation and inhalation with every breath. And the style of breathing here that feels best for you is an individual one. So if you want to be more about a more natural flow, if that helps you maintain a sense of ease, then stay with that. Otherwise, if you like our one-to-one type of breathing, a bit more mindful, again, return to drawing just that smooth, effortless inhale, matched by an equally smooth and effortless exhale, bringing the breath into balance. Feeling the balance after our practice of our front and back. Now here feeling balanced side to side as well. Nice posture. Gradually arriving at a breath that flows easily. This is the basic technique of most meditations, where we use our breath as an anchor to the present moment. And as we did in Shavasana, encouraging our everyday thoughts to remain at the side while you try to find your sense of contentment in stillness and as a watcher, taking the seat of the witness, making the breath the focus of your meditation. Sense the feeling that when you inhale, you are bringing a sense of cleansing into the body. Clean air or prana, your life force. And as you exhale, you are both exhaling what you don't need, but you're also keeping internally the energy that nourishes you. Challenging yourself to stay here. It's also an act and a practice of concentration to let your thoughts be separate from you. And don't criticize yourself if that's challenging. Just again, reward yourself knowing that any practice is a worthwhile endeavor. And return back to your breath awareness. Now, for a brief time, I'd like to add an element to your breathing called ujjayi breathing. Now, that's a slight constriction at the throat area, and when you inhale, you'll add a slight constriction, and it's about a 2 on a scale of 1 to 10. It's so slight, but you'll begin to feel and hear your breath at the area of your throat a bit more. Slight constriction. It's probably so subtle that someone else may not hear it, but you do internally. You may experience it as a sound, or it may be so subtle that it's more of a vibration. Feeling that on the inhale in the area of the throat, slight sound, as well as your exhale. And this is ujjayi, the breath of victory. And it's another one of what we might call pranayama, breathing exercise, where it again is another link to the present moment, keeping ourselves focused on a calming, soothing task. Again, if thoughts intrude, imagine them like the flowing waters of a nearby stream. They will always want to come towards you from upstream, but you can let them flow by and continue downstream. Your thoughts become dissolved in the flow of the stream. If you lose your way, bringing yourself gently and without judgment back to that ujjayi breath, slight engagement in the throat. And then allow yourself to take a deeper breath. And let's go ahead and finish with our hands at heart center. Thumbs touching at heart center, which reminds us to act with compassion. We'll seal in our practice by bowing our chin into chest. And I honor the light in all of you. Namaste, yogis. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much. This is the inaugural class, and I make these classes available freely in hopes of expanding the accessibility of yoga asana to all people. If you feel compelled to contribute, there is information in the info below. There's also information you can either subscribe to this channel or a link where you can sign up on my website to get email updates when I post new classes. And I intend to do that fairly regularly, and will probably make gentle versions of them as well. If you have any questions, you can find contact information on my site as well. I'm always happy to answer questions. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.